Again, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch. Again, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch. Again, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch. Again, step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch.
My name is Jacob Tischler, and I'm going to be playing the part of Paul in A Chorus Line. I've built up a performing background in a lot of areas. I perform with my chorus every year at my high school CVU. I work here at Lyric Theater during usually spring, but this is my first fall show in a long time. This is my fourth lyric show. My previous one was Beauty and the Beast. And this is my first lyric lead, which I'm very excited about. And during the summer, I participate in the internationally award-winning youth circus, Circus Smirkus, which I'm very excited about. I'm sporting their shirt right here, of course. Circus Smirkus is an amazing program, takes about 30 young kids from all around the world and brings them to about 14 different venues around New England and New York, and we get to perform there for everyone under a big top. Nothing requires me to use any of my circus skills while I'm Paul, but I have used them in the past. I was devil sticking and juggling during Beauty and the Beast, and I was devil sticking and juggling during Seussical as well. There are definitely things that I pull from, like, the ring, as we call it in circus, and the stage, that help me interact with people in real life. When I'm in the ring, I like to consider being in the ring real life as well, because the relationships that we build there between the performers and the audience are really just as important as the relationships that we build elsewhere. Maybe a little less personal. Well, it depends on how you look at it. They could be less personal, or they could be the most personal relationships you'll ever create, because you have to open yourself up to the people no matter what. So, yeah, I guess learning to open yourself up to people really helps in this world. We, you know, in the current situation that we're in right now, to know that you can trust someone is especially important if you want to maintain a relationship with someone.
Right. So how do you approach an audition?
Well, this is a funny story. I approached this audition by hearing that it was the last night of auditions and going to audition. I did not prepare at all, and I'm very pleased with the outcome, obviously. But usually for an audition, I at least try to get a sense of the character I'm auditioning for. I watch, if I can, the character in action, either through YouTube or a video. Obviously, there's a chorus line video. And I really try to see if there's like a specific thing I want to emulate or a specific thing I don't want to emulate that I think that I can bring to the character and really make it my own.
Now, was this the role you wanted?
This was definitely, yes. Paul is the role I wanted from the very beginning. I auditioned saying that I would only be able to accept this role, and I got it, and things have worked out very well.
So what are you finding in Paul that relates to your own life? How are you creating the character?
Fortunately for me, I'm not finding a lot in Paul that relates to my own life, because Paul's life is a little disturbed. He hasn't had the best upbringing, but he has lived under the, if you want to call it, the social pressures of being a theater person. Even though he's a male, I have lived under the social pressures of that same instance. That's really the only similarity I can find between him and me. But what I do know is that we both share a passion for what we do, and I think that's the most important thing that I need to convey.
How much dance training have you had?
I have had about 3.5 years of dance training with Spotlight on Dance. That's about it.
Are you finding the dancing challenging in this show?
There are aspects of the dance that are challenging. There are other aspects that require more focus than physical awareness. There's a lot of foot combinations in the final number that I need to be very aware of so that we all look the same. you need to use your peripheral vision to make sure that you're in sync with everyone else, because this is a chorus line. This is all of these different people. No matter how good they are, they need to all look the same. So there is a bit that you need to concentrate on when dancing.
Do you have a favorite performance moment that for you on stage, or something that still totally embarrasses you?
I have a couple of favorite performance moments. My coming off tour from this summer with Circus Smirkus, just the entire summer was amazing. I had a role that really challenged me, and I think I really brought a lot to the character. I'm very proud of it still. It was the robotic ringmaster. I was basically a robot the entire summer long, interacting with all these kids who would ask me, "Are you a real robot?" Of course, I had to figure out ways to counter these things, but, you know, it was just concentrating every single thing. I was always on, no matter what, even when I went out into the audience to sell concessions or just pre-show or anything. I needed to be aware of every single little thing I did. Other than that, my favorite moments are when I mess up and then recover. Those are amazing moments. Like, for instance, I was in Hot Mikado playing Coco the Lord High Executioner at my school last year, and I was supposed to stab my brother, and the blade from the knife broke and fell onto the stage. And I covered by just kind of taking a beat and slowly bending down, slowly picking it up, and slowly putting it back on the hilt. And I got laughter and applause for the moment, so I'm very proud of that.
What would you say to a friend who was thinking about coming to see Chorus Line? What would you tell them they were going to see?
If I had a friend that was coming to see Chorus Line, I would tell them that this is not your average musical. Like, I seriously do not think this musical was written for the sole purpose of entertaining. This musical was really written to convey the hopes and dreams and, you know, the lives and drama that go into finding this part that really isn't worth much. You get set up there, and you're supposed to look like everyone else. The only people that are noticed are the people playing the leads in the show. So you have all these people whose lives are so interesting, and you're able to distinguish among every single character. That's one thing I love about this show. You're able to pick a character and choose to care for him or her. And, you know, that will carry out throughout the entire show.
Do you have any other questions?
That's great.
No? Great.